Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where the performance of Veltima fungicide could take your best results even farther. On the upcoming schedule, Dusty will be visiting today with Sheldon Miller of Ottawa County. It is a project of Ohio Field Leader. That's a project of the Ohio Soybean Council and Soybean Checkoff. Then on Thursday, we'll travel to Northwest Ohio to Findlay. We'll be there for the Northwest Ohio Antique Machinery Steam Show. It's at the Hancock County Fairgrounds. The show runs July 31st through August 3rd. And on Friday, back to Columbus for the Ohio State Fair. Junior Fair Market Show is underway. We'll be there all thanks to Kalmbach Feeds. And at the State Fair on Thursday will be the Grand Champion Reserve Champion selection in the chickens and turkeys. On Friday, it'll be the swine barn that's busy with the market hog selection. And on Saturday, the beef champions and reserve will be selected over in the beef barn, and the sale of champions is at 1 o'clock on Sunday. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's National Ag Statistics Service, in partnership with the Natural Resource Conservation Service, is reaching out to farmers, ranchers, and agricultural landowners to gather in-depth information about the conservation practices they use. Now, there's nearly 2,300 operators nationwide that will receive the 2025 Conservation Effects Assessment Project, or CEAP. The data obtained will support the third set of national and regional cropland assessments delivered by USDA's Conservation Effects Assessment Project, a multi-agency effort led by NRCS to quantify the effects of conservation practices across the nation's working lands. Responding to the survey gives farmers the opportunity to provide the most accurate picture of conservation practices on their cropland, said NAS Administrator Joseph Parsons. Information from CEAP, which is made stronger by robust survey response, will help inform programs that benefit producers by protecting the natural resources on which their livelihoods depend. Local NAS representatives will visit farmers and agricultural landowners in August and September of this year to determine if their operations and properties meet the criteria to be considered eligible candidates for the survey. Eligible farmers and landowners may be contacted between November and March, November of 25 and March of 26, and asked to participate in the survey. Typical questions will discuss farm production practices, fertilizer and manure applications, tillage, irrigation use, and installed conservation practices. NAS will provide survey data to NRCS, the agency tasked with publishing the findings. Today's weather brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Here's the forecast.
Got another warm one here in Ohio today. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin with a look at that Ohio Ag Weather Update. We are watching for a little bit of moisture to try and sneak through northwest and north central parts of Ohio today. But if you're not underneath that cloud plume, it's going to be another very hot, very humid day. Temperatures close to what we put in yesterday. Humidity definitely at the same level as yesterday. So it's not going to be the nicest day, but we do see some hit and miss scattered shower action in areas north of US 30. Now, as we move through the overnight tonight and into tomorrow, better chance at moisture coming together, especially tomorrow midday and afternoon. I think we're looking at 80 to 90% coverage of showers and a few thunderstorms. This can linger into the early morning hours of Friday, but I think we're done shortly after sunrise on Friday morning. Your Thursday moisture can bring anywhere from a quarter to 1 inch, so combined quarter to 1.5 inches probably the next 2 days over Ohio. Behind this, the frontal boundary that comes in is going to bring significant change. Cool Canadian high pressure in here for Friday, low humidity values, and that stays for the weekend. It's just flat out comfortable all weekend long. The humidity values stay low. Dew points stay low for Monday and Tuesday of next week as well, while temperatures start to climb. And then we see instability coming back with on-again, off-again showers and thunderstorms from Wednesday afternoon right on through the end of the week next week, and that pattern holds into the week of the 11th. I'm meteorologist Ryan Martin.
And thanks, Ryan. Let's check in with Dusty Sonnenberg with an update from the field.
Joining me is Jeff Schultz. Jeff is a regional account manager with Valent USA. Jeff, what have some of your observations been as you've been out and about the countryside?
Well, one observation that I've had is that our weeds are quite resistant and resilient.
Now, it seems like as we get into the especially dry conditions where crops are stressed, rarely that slows down the weeds. If anything, it seems like they collect what little moisture's there and really rocket ahead.
Those weeds are absolutely resilient to get through the canopy and take up everything that they can away from our crops.
What are you seeing as far as some of the weed escapes at this time of the year?
We're seeing a lot of weed escapes with giant ragweed. There's mare's tail popping up. A lot of water hemp is showing up this time of year, poking up above the canopy.
What are your recommendations for folks?
The best thing growers can do is have overlapping residual, starting with a strong residual like our Fierce herbicides. Fierce MTZ is our number one herbicide in Ohio, and they should consider using Perpetual herbicide, which has got 2 active ingredients that protects the crop from having weed breakthroughs later in the season. It is important to have rainfall to activate almost any herbicide, and using Perpetual herbicide isn't any different. We do need a little bit of rainfall to activate it, but that is the longest lasting in-season residual control that we can buy.
Jeff, if someone wants more information, where's a good place to go to get that?
The best place to go is our website, www.valent.com, and find your local rep.
My guest again has been Jeff Schultz. He's the Regional Account Manager with Valent. Jeff, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
And thanks, Dusty. This Ohio State Fair Open Class Livestock Show schedule brought to you by Farm Credit Mid-America. Let's start with August 1st in the Sheep Barn. You'll see the Suffolks, the Tunis, the all-other breed, and Shropshires. August 2nd, Dorsets, Cheviots, and Monadales. Also, don't forget the draft horse shows are in through August 1st. And on August 2nd, in the Rabbit Barn, it's the big open show of the ARBA. It is a sanctioned show. And let's not forget the Dairy Barn still busy August 1st with the Guernsey and Jersey heifers at 9 and 11. August 2nd, the Jersey, Guernsey, and Brown Swiss cows. Complete schedule for the Ohio State Fair online at ohiostatefair.com. Back with more after this.
Get the equipment and trucks you need at the Ritchie Brothers' next Great Lakes Regional event on August 7th and 8th. This absolute unreserved auction will feature online bidding, and items are located in Columbus, Chicago, and Detroit. Choose from close to 1,000 items, including a wide selection of construction equipment, truck, tractors, and more. Don't miss Ritchie Brothers' Great Lakes Regional event on August 7th and 8th. For more details, visit rbauction.com. Again, that's rbauction.com.
Did you know that soybeans are the secret sauce behind Ohio's booming poultry farms? Each year, poultry consume a whopping 937 million bushels of soybean meal nationwide. This high-protein powerhouse keeps chickens and turkeys thriving, making Ohio number 2 in egg production and number 9 in turkey farming. From farm to table, soybeans power the farms that feed families. Brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine and the Ohio Department of Transportation Director Pamela Brayton announced details of a new plan to address the shortage of safe, accessible commercial truck parking in Ohio by adding at least 1,400 new truck parking spaces across the state. Following an extensive review of ODOT property, Ohio has identified 33 sites in 19 counties where long-term truck parking lots will be created or expanded, more than doubling the current truck parking capacity at ODOT maintained sites. As Ohio's economy continues to grow, so do the number of trucks traveling on Ohio's network of interstates and state routes, said Governor DeWine. By expanding safe, accessible places for drivers to rest, we're supporting the people who keep our economy moving and making it safer for everyone on our roads. Perfectly situated within a day's drive of 60% of the U.S. and Canadian population, Ohio is one of America's most critical freight corridors. In 2023 alone, trucks logged 27.5 million miles on Ohio roads, and ODOT estimates the freight volume will increase 26% by 2045. Today's market analysis is brought to you by the Louis Dreyfus Company. Excited to be building the newest state-of-the-art soybean crush facility in Upper Sandusky, Ohio. For marketing information to LDC, call 574-566-2113. Here's Ryan Martin.
Grain markets finish lower again on Tuesday after a crop progress report showed the crop is in fine condition. As we take a look at the numbers, there was red on the screen, corn, beans, and wheat. Now, beans for a time toyed with us, teased us, trying to trade a little bit higher. And then you got midday and afternoon, and it just basically fell apart. As we take a look at some of the reasons behind, we have corn crop conditions losing a point on the week, but still it's 70% good to excellent. Beans 70% good to excellent. That's up 2 points. Basically, we've got plenty of supply coming with still a big crop ahead of us. There are some notes out there that harvesting has begun in Louisiana. It's 10% done versus 3% a year ago in late July. Soon to begin corn harvest in Arkansas and Mississippi. The state-by-state corn research that is out there suggests a major rebound in corn production ahead lies in Texas and the Southeast. The cash market is going to be refilling in that area over the next 30 days. Demand and growth in the world market share is being sought, but it's made challenging by the Chinese situation. Yesterday was day 2 of a U.S. and Chinese delegation meeting in Stockholm, Sweden to talk through trade issues. Largely reported that the expectation is not for any kind of trade deal, but the delay of additional tariffs or the implementation of tariffs that are supposed to go on August 1st. And maybe that delay is going to go down the road to when Trump and Xi can meet, as we've heard rumors of over the past few weeks. China does have quite the big appetite for South American beans and Brazilian corn. They're becoming more exporter friendly in Brazil, adding to existing export commitments. Also, you have to look at China approving the import of 2 varieties of Argentine GMO corn as acceptable last year. Argentina is going to be playing big in the marketplace as well. All of that says we're not going to be involved. Those are the stories of yesterday. It's still a supply and demand story. Too much supply, not enough demand coming forth yet. I'm Ryan Martin.
And thanks, Ryan. Back with markets after this.
Hey, Ohio! Don't wait! The Ohio State Fair is here now through Sunday, August 3rd. Experience fair favorites like the Butter Cow, livestock animals, shopping, delicious food, exciting entertainment, thrilling rides, competitions, and so much more. Make memories that will last a lifetime at the Ohio State Fair through August 3rd. Get your tickets at ohiostatefair.com.
Attention construction pros. Purple Wave Auction brings quality equipment to your fingertips. Join our bi-weekly online auctions featuring dozers, excavators, loaders, and more. We provide detailed listings, photos, and seller contact info. Inspect online or in person. With our no reserve policy, every item sells to the highest bidder. Visit purplewave.com today and see why informed builders choose Purple Wave. Transparent processes, real deals. Your next great purchase awaits. purplewave.com.
Today's market's brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Overnight at the open, September corn unchanged at $3.89 cents. December is also unchanged at $4.11. The August soybeans down a penny at $9.80 cents. November down a penny and 3/4 at $10.07 3/4. March soybeans down a penny and a half at $10.42 On the wheat, September down a penny and 3/4 at $5.28. December $5.48 down 2. March down 2 3/4 at $5.65 3/4. In livestock, August cattle closed yesterday up $1.85 at $229.72 with a good turnaround during midday. October cattle up $1.67 at $226.45, and December up $1.40 at $226.75. August lean hogs $107.25, down $1.27. October down $2.15 at $88.72, and December $80.80, down $2.10. In feeder cattle, all pluses. September up $2.52 at $337.07. October feeder cattle up $2.55 at $335.90. And November up $2.30 at $333.32. That's the latest look at news, markets, and weather. For more information, always check out our website at ohioagnet.com. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dale Minyo. This is the Ohio AgNet.